I'm going to be unpacking top mistakes online coaches make who are ranging around 5 to 10K a month and they want to scale to 20, 30K months. Hi, hello, welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going over the top mistakes that I see online coaches make who are ranging around 5 to 10K a month and they want to scale to 20, 30K months. And this is from the past few years that I have been doing coaching. I actually, before this, was in the agency space, scaled it up to 20K a month and then decided to burn it down. And now I've been doing coaching, which is absolutely so fulfilling. We had our most enrollments last month and I'm so grateful to be able to do this, and I want to see you impact more lives. And so in this video, I'm going to be unpacking the mistakes that I personally have made and seen other people make along their journey so you don't have to, and save so much time. And so the first mistake is looking at other people around you in your competition and comparing yourself to them. I was actually reading the book Psycho-Cybernetics this morning, and it talked about how when we compare ourselves to other people, we actually create this inferiority complex, which then seeps into other areas of our life, whether that's on sales calls, in our content. And so when we compare ourselves to other people, we're not realizing it in the moment, but what it does is it always creates this gap between where you are right now and where you should be, when in reality, God made us all as unique individuals. And so each one of us are gonna have our own journey, we're going to have our own gifts, we're going to have unique characteristics. Like for me, I love dancing, I love bodybuilding. Am I that great at cheerleading and swimming? No. But does that make me less than the person who is good at cheerleading and swimming? No, right? Because we all have our own individual characteristics, gifts that make us unique. And so what it is not comparing your timeline to other people's timelines. Because you can wake up every day, and for me personally, like, I look at my board that has what I want to achieve, what I want to see come to life, but I'm not necessarily looking at what other people are doing in my competition and thinking I'm less than them. The second mistake I see is not getting in the right environments. It's actually staying in the same environment that you might have grown up in, or that has just been really comfortable for you. And don't get me wrong, if you are still living at home, like you're saving coin and you're building your personal brand, that's amazing. But I think what we have to be careful with is to not take in advice from people who are not where we want to be, and because the people that we surround ourselves with, I'm telling you, are so influential, even if we don't agree to it or not. Like for instance, when I was living in Bali, like I would say my focus, my discipline was at an all-time peak. I was around such A players that I realized, like, wow, there is a whole nother level to what I can be doing. And so I stayed so consistent, and now I am like super consistent in tracking and nutrition. But I would say when it comes to the gym, like whenever I go to the gym, no one is there. And so I am not as motivated to want to increase weights or progressive overload. Don't get me wrong, I still am, but not to the degree that I was when I was living in Bali. And so if that makes sense, like our environment will subconsciously influence us. So we have to produce an environment that will create the type of life that we want. So if you want to be an amazing coach, where are the coaches at? If you can't live with them, if you can't be around them in a certain area, can you invest into masterminds? Can you invest into group coaching and communities with people who, if you're a believer, are also believers, right? And if you're actually looking for a community, shameless plug, join the school below, because we do have live trainings, prayer calls with other entrepreneurs. It'd be awesome to have you in there. Anyways, third mistake I would say is not realizing the importance of mindset work. Because when I turned 18, I invested $5,000 in full into a network marketing business, and although I didn't make a sale for a whole year, I was laying the ground and foundation of what it takes to be an entrepreneur, what the mindset is. Because you have to realize, like, no one is coming to save you here. You have to actually put the effort in every single day, even when you don't want to, even when there's challenges that come up. Like right before this video, I literally filmed a 40-minute Q&A session of me answering your guys' most common questions, and my mic wasn't plugged in because I didn't charge it, so we're using this. But mindset work is probably the most important thing, because your beliefs, what you were raised with, influence your reality. Like, I see people when they come into the coaching program and we have to spend ads. There are certain people who, like, they do not care. They're like, I'm ready to go all in. I'm ready to invest this much into ads and willing to do whatever it takes to make this work, right? And they inevitably reach success. And then there's people who, they come into the program, they're scared to invest in ads. They only spend like $5 a day, and they're like, where are all the leads? Because they have this mindset of it has to be perfect, or it has to be, I have to make, a 5x return on ad spend. That's not how it's going to work. We just have to take action and have the mindset of someone who knows that success is literally inevitable. The next mistake, I think we're on mistake number 4. We are flying through this. I love this. Is being too lenient with clients. There is a fine line between when you're first starting out and just giving everything away, hopping on tons of one-on-ones, to understanding when is the right time to pivot into creating more structure and boundaries. And I would say, when you're first starting your program, like for me, I was hopping on one-on-one calls with every single client every single week. I was making sure that they were doing the action tasks, literally being so accountable for them. And now I'm still doing one-on-ones, but much less frequently, and mainly have set up boundaries so that I can create content like this, so that I can invest into myself, reading books, and actually create a program that automates a lot of the one-on-one time so that they can do it on their own. Another example of this is I've had clients who come to me and say like, oh, I had a client who they said they were going to pay X, Y, and Z, but they never did. And I was like, okay, well, did you sign a contract? No, they didn't sign a contract. So this is like a super easy mistake that you've probably made once or twice in your career, but we always have to use contracts no matter what the case scenario. It just sets proper expectations and again, creates those boundaries for the client relationship. Okay, last mistake, number 5. Wow, this video I hope is super jam-packed for value with you, is overcomplicating things. We do not need to overcomplicate the process. We just need to do our non-negotiables every single day. And people ask me all the time, because I work with relationship coaches, life coaches, dating coaches, health coaches, and a lot of times they have children, right? They have a family. They have to do other things. They have to take care of other things. And they're like, Emily, will this process work for me when I have so many other things going on and I really only have like 2 hours a day? And I'm like, well, as long as you don't overcomplicate things and you just stick to the non-negotiable things I tell you to do, then yes, this strategy is proven to work. You will get leads coming to you daily, and it's really simple to focus on the non-negotiables every day and just focus on your inputs month over month and be detached from the outcome. There was a month where I literally tried to do many different things. I tried new offers, I tried fancy funnels, I tried creating viral content, perfect ads, and you know what that did? That actually set me back. So a lot of times, in order for us to make real progress and real movement, we have to focus on the small amount of things that we actually need to do correctly. So for me, that looks like posting on Instagram, responding to message quickly, responding to my clients quickly, and setting time aside to work on the product and make it better and continue to give value to my clients, create content like this for you guys, and also set time aside for rest, for time with God, for community, all of those, and also creativity, so that I can continue to grow and not only in my right brain, but in my left brain as well. If this resonated with you at all, I'm so grateful that you're here. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment down below which mistake you found most helpful. Remember that you are just one shift away from changing your entire life. Let's get to work.